Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ECC Week 5 League Play, of course, powered by Godalions as always. In this specific matchup, we are here in Division 1.1. And in this matchup, we have Godalions Celeritas, who are joint bottom at this of the league at the minute, versus Dagisbarnen, who took a 3-0 loss in the last game versus RC Neptune, but they are still in a strong fourth position. And I am not alone in the casting booth. Oh no, I am joined by Blue. How are you doing, man?
I'm not. I'm doing great. It's nice to meet you. I've instantly gained respect from you because you've pronounced both those team names flawlessly. When I know I will struggle. Oh, he's so a lot of pressure on both teams here. Obviously, being second bottom in the league is not ideal. You'll be hoping to try and fix that record if you are a Godalions Celeritas player or a fan. The Swedish side will be hoping to try and fix their record, and there's no better time to start than now. Dagisbarnen are in the server. We're waiting for the other team to join. We should be getting right into this one. Of course, we have a game coming up right after this, so I hope you guys stick around for that one.
Yeah, we have an interesting matchup, really. We did mention Godalions Celeritas. I've confused myself now. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right that time, but they are joint bottom 0-3. They took a 3-1 loss in their previous game versus Pamadou, who are not too much higher themselves. They're in 8th place. And then Dagisbarnen, they are not on brilliant form. They took a 3-0 loss. I mentioned that earlier against RC Neptune. I think we can go. I think we're ready to get ahead. I think this is the kind of match where it could kick off Celeritas' season, but it's also one that Dagisbarnen need to win if they want to rectify the sweep that they fell victim to in the previous game. And they need to come out and take an early start and get an early goal. You have to think if they want to continue with confidence throughout this specific series. We're just getting underway straight away now, kicking off the first game. Take it away.
Yeah, we have Godalions Celeritas in the blue. Orange is going to be what Dagisbarnen are rolling with, as both sides looking to get a nice start on the front foot, looking to kickstart this match as Otto takes the first shot. That's fairly easily saved though, as Dagisbarnen, they have been pushed back early. That's another shot easily backflipped away. That's almost a weird good shot considering the positions of the Dagisbarnen players. Able to collect though, and they will be pushing forwards towards the Celerity net. They know Celerity are near the bottom of the league. They know that they should win this game, and they're looking to start this one on the front foot.
Yeah, looking to start it on the front foot, but it's not going to work out like that. As Sensitive gets through and Celeritas actually open the scoring inside 44 seconds here. A slight mistake there from the Dagisbarnen player, and you can't be doing that in a situation like this. But we have the opening goal early on, and it is Celeritas who find it.
Yeah, we almost had a sort of preamble to that when the Dagisbarnen, or whenever the Celeritas player backflipped the ball and it went so far into the Dagisbarnen half. Once again, they're caught out of position completely and the ball just rolls into an empty net, stake on the halfway line. But Celeritas, they're not going to care. They're 1-0 up in this game.
Yeah, and they got the important goal that they did need early on. It's the one that puts them in front in this matchup, and they need to try and get this ball away, but it's not going to work out. But that one is just put over the bar there. That was a brilliant pass into the midfield by Limpan, and he's trying to continue there, but Sensei manages to get it away.
Yeah, the ball is now firmly in the Dagisbarnen half. They are going to clear it away, though. Should be okay for them. That's almost an accidentally great pass towards Otto from the Celeritas player. Unable to do anything with it, though. I'm going to try and get some sort of a centre-in pizza. That's well over him. I do appreciate the name. Find it quite funny. As it is actually going to be Celeritas with a chance to shoot here. Cleared away. It wasn't going in, but the save was made nonetheless. Backboard ball. Falls kind of awkwardly, but it is a shot. And another save from Pizza. He's doing work here.
I mean, yeah, he is being forced to make these saves early on. Just 2 minutes gone now, 2 minutes 55 left on the clock, and you've got to say it really feels like Celeritas are the team in control right now. Huns are looking to get the floor pinch there, but Otto was left with a comfortable save. It was right at him. Sensei's fizzing that one across the middle. Nobody was there to play it forward, but there's not really been too much confidence coming out from Dagisbarnen right now. I feel like Celeritas might steal this game. As it stands, they are going to be taking the first game, but there is plenty of time left. We're just over halfway, and we have reached the halfway point now, and still it is 1-0 to Celeritas, and I can only see them keeping up in the lead, and there's a chance here, but Robbo just left with 0 boost.
Yeah, I felt like Celeritas have really taken this game under their wing in the last minute or so. It feels like it's all been them. That could have changed there as the ball did float dangerously towards the Dagisbarnen net. Another attack once again thwarted, this time on the halfway line. That could lead into an attack here. Robbo seems to have had no boost for the last minute. Still gets a demo though, sure, why not? Hits a shot across the pitch. That's going to be not that close to going in, but could springboard another attack as Dagisbarnen, they're finding it really difficult to get the ball under their control in the Celeritas half here.
Yeah, every time it does get into the Celeritas half, they can't keep control for too long, and the Dagisbarnen players just throw it away, almost like they did just then, but this time Otto is there trying to keep the pressure up and the attacking play still up, but Sensei is carrying it down into the corner of the Dagisbarnen half, and that one is sent into the middle. Otto is there, but it's another save there for Hunter. That's 1 each for each of the Celeritas players now. Fairly even up on the shooting stats, fairly even on the saves too.
The scoreline though, that's the one statistic that matters, and at the moment it isn't even. Celeritas still in the lead. Chance for a shot, it's hit off the backboard. The player following in is Pizza, he's missed it. Otto has the ball under his control back at their own corner though. And once again, another attack's being thwarted. They can't really have any period of sustained pressure on the Celeritas net. And they should feel confident about holding on to this lead for the remaining 40 seconds.
It feels like every time either team tries to attack, they just aim for the corner wall straight away to try and make the defense in the middle, whichever half it may be, and it's just, and there you see it again, they're just throwing it off of the corner wall to make it awkward for the defenders, and this time it's worked out perfectly. Otto manages to latch onto that one. Hunter just couldn't do much with that 50, and thankfully for Dagisbarnen, it's not, they're not down and out. It's 1-1 now with 28 seconds left. We're going to be in for an interesting few final seconds. Could we see a goal, or are we heading into overtime in the first game of the series?
Yeah, towards the start of this first half, Odo Celerity, after they scored, they jumped on the front foot. Dagisbarnen will be hoping for a similar effect for them. They do have ball control in the opposition half. Here comes Otto. Not enough boost to make a good dribble work, and Sir Hunter picks up his second save of the game. Looking to take the ball forward for the final attack, it's going to be Odo Celerity. Although Pizza has flipped it away, that's into no man's land, and it looks like we'll be on to overtime. Oh no, never mind, the ball's bounced awkwardly. Okay, overtime it is. I thought for a second there the ball might have just slipped into the Odo Celerity box.
I mean, yeah, that would have been an interesting ball if it had found its way into the middle. I'm not sure if there were any Dagisbarnen players lurking and waiting for that pass. That's a really good touch there from Robbo. Trying to take it past Pizza too. Limpan there is there, sorry. It was a good start of the overtime for Dagisbarnen, and they are still keeping up this pressure. A brilliant pass into the middle, but Sensei is there for the save off of another Otto shot, who has had the most out of anybody in this game so far, with 5 to his name.
Yeah, I suppose looking at the shooting statistics, it seems Dagisbarnen do have more, though it's felt like Odo Celerity have been on the front foot for most of the game. Robbo forced to make a save there. It seems like Dagisbarnen, they seem to be turning the screw slightly to go into finish our first minute of overtime. It does feel like any team could score at any minute. It feels like it's just the constant shots. If the keeper isn't there that one time, the ball might just slip into an empty net. I don't know which team it will be.
Yeah, well, it's looking like it could be either right now. Dagisbarnen, they did begin to show some sort of confidence and some sort of dominance towards the final stages of standard time, but in this overtime, it's end-to-end right now, sort of pinball Rocket League, you have to say, but right now it is in that Celeritas half. The pressure is still on them. That's a big play forward. It could find its way in, and it's just off the post. Sensei is there. It's sent onto the crossbar. Hunter is looking. He sends it down underneath the crossbar, and in. Celeritas take this game 1, and you've got to say it's kind of against the roll of the wind right now. That wasn't really what we were seeing in the last stages of the game.
Yeah, definitely, though. You do feel like Celeritas, they almost sort of deserved it because they were on the front foot for probably the first 4 minutes of the 5 minutes of regulation time. It was only in the last minute that Dagisbarnen managed to get up the other end of the pitch, get the equaliser, and really press them for the final minute. But Celeritas are rewarded in the end.
Yeah, and you did mention you sort of have to feel like it was deserved, and definitely for the majority of the game, it felt like it was Celeritas' game to lose. Yeah, they didn't have the shot advantage, but who cares? The only stat that matters, you mentioned it earlier on in the game, is the amount of goals that are actually finding their way in the back of the net, and it is Celeritas who find themselves on top, winning this opening game 2-1. So they do take the first point in the series, the first game in the series, and when you sat at the bottom of the table, this is the sort of game and the sort of series really that you have to be winning. We did mention Dagisbarnen on bad form, and that bad form, it seemed to continue as far as this first game. Be interesting to see whether they come up with an answer in game 2 or whether it stays the same and Celeritas seem the more dominant side.
I guess they've got to be thinking, maybe going into the first game they sort of expect to win. You're playing a team second bottom. You might think, oh, this should be a cakewalk, but they're definitely woken up now. They realise this is going to be a real fight. And they're going to have to try and make things right in game 2, which should be getting underway really shortly.
Yeah, both teams are here and waiting. We didn't have to see too many kickoffs, thankfully, for the first game. I'm saying thankfully for both of these teams. You don't want a high-scoring game in game 1 like we saw last game earlier that we casted in Division 2.1. Godalions Aztecs, part of the Godalions team still in this side. They're looking to get another goal early on, but the Godalions Aztecs lost in a 3-0 sweep to Rise Esports, who already Godalions Celeritas are doing better than their other half in this division, winning that opening game, and they're looking to continue it here. Sensei trying to get away, but the pressure is there from Dagisbarnen.
Yep, Godalions Celeritas are trying to maintain their lead. They've done a good job early. It's Sensei with a projection of a ball deep into the Dagisbarnen half. That's been followed up with a centre ball, a chance in the air for Sir Hunter. That's a little bit over. A chance to go down the other end of the pitch, but Robbo's calmly taking the ball under his control. It's actually been intercepted very well. An aerial from Limpan is just over the bar. It's been quite back and forth in the early stages of this match.
I mean, I do have to say, Godalions Celeritas, they seem like, well, they don't seem like the side that they are on paper. They don't seem like the side that are joint bottom without winning a single series in the season play right now. They seem like the side that Dagisbarnen are on paper. They seem like the side that should be in 4th place. They're so confident on and off the ball. The rotation is seemingly extremely solid right now, as we see a double commit there from the Dagisbarnen players. But the control and the calmness that Sir Hunter specifically has on the ball, as well as players like Robbo in defence, it's the kind of calmness that you need if you want to be controlling the game like they are right now. Of course, they are on the receiving end of an attack here, but that one's over the bar. But surely Limpan is going to get a touch to that one, and I'm speaking a bit too soon here. Celeritas weren't able to get rid of that one, and Dagisbarnen opened the scoring in game 2.
Yeah, it's the classic field shot turned pass as Limpan's able to follow that one in, as it is 1-0 in favour of Dagisbarnen. They're looking to put this game and their season back on track. And that's how you start game 2, with a goal. 3 minutes on the clock though, could still go either way, and we're yet to really see Celeritas get in the Dagisbarnen half. That could change shortly. It won't though. Sir Hunter taking a little bit of time. That's allowed Limpan to fire in something of a centre ball. Demo's the keeper, but the ball is headed in the opposite direction. Sensei trying to lead it away, but it's a missed aerial from Sir Hunter. Thought maybe there might have been a chance there, but Robbo goes for the demo on Limpan. It's a dribble from Pizza. That's just over. Follow up missed by Otto. Third player in with the shot. It's Limpan. He's found a goal. Second one from him, and Dagisbarnen. This is what we were expecting. They are taking the lead firmly in the second half.
But yeah, it took all 3 of the players of their roster to have a shot before it finally flew into the back of the net, but they're not complaining. 2 teammates, both on 92 points, both with an assist, and then you got Limpan, who scored both of the goals in this game. The one with the shooting boots, he is on fire right now. 2 minutes 33 gone by. We've not seen too much. 0 shots for Godalions Celeritas right now in this game. There could be one here. There is a chance. Nobody is in the middle to receive the pass.
It seems crazy as well. Both of Dagisbarnen's goals seem to follow a script. Oh, Otto might find one here. He's got no boost, trying to hit a weird shot, unable to find it. Tight angle for him, so we can't blame him for missing that one. His Pizza will try and lead the ball away. It is intercepted, so some signs of life for Godalions. The ball is actually headed back towards their net. That's a decent shot and a half as Sir Hunter forced to make a save. He's made a fair few of them across both matches so far. Limpan, the goal scorer, you can't really score goals from the halfway line with no boost, and forced to palm it to the side. That's an aerial miss from Sensei. The shot followed up. Pizza, great save as Limpan tries to take it away. Things seem to be stabilising. It seems to be much more even, but it is worth pointing out it's already a 2-goal buffer for Dagisbarnen.
Yeah, I was talking about the control that Celeritas were, or the approach that they were taking in defense, where they were trying to take control. I was a big fan of it when it was working, but now I've realised the mistakes that it can cause and how you can't always control the game, especially when it's in your own half, because all you've got to do is have one Dagisbarnen player pressure and straight away you're already in a sticky situation because you can't control where the 50 is going to go unless, of course, you are a challenging god and you can aim every 50 exactly where you want it. And that there was a brilliant 50, or a brilliant bump shot, I say, from Sir Hunter, which opened up the net for Robbo to finish off. There was Limpan there. He could score 2 down the other end, but he couldn't stop that one from going in, and Celeritas find themselves with the first goal on the board in this game.
Yeah, that almost feels like a sort of fluke. It feels like their first real shot of the match, and Dagisbarnen, they've got to be a little bit scared. There is still a minute for an equaliser to be found, and they can help remedy their fears by just going down the other end and getting a goal. That's a little bit wide from Limpan. No hat-trick for him yet. As Dagisbarnen, they're at risk of conceding. Pizza's able to save that one. Ball's back towards the centre, though it is cleared away eventually. 40 seconds on the clock. We saw a slightly late goal in the first match. That one was for Dagisbarnen, and this one could easily go for the other way, as it is a chance for Celeritas. Unable to find anything though.
I mean, I feel like this Dagisbarnen side are beginning to panic right now. They don't seem like they're communicating too well. Sorry, that ball is floating into the middle. Limpan can get rid of it. Robbo trying to get the high touch forward, but he just goes on the underside of the ball and misses it. I feel like this one is going to be sent forward. Sensei is up. Can he angle the shot? He can. Can he get the double? No, he can't. Robbo is keeping it up. 0 seconds left on the clock. We're going to have to get a buzzer beater if we want an overtime here. The ball is gonna drop it luckily for Dagisbarnen. None of the Celeritas players can get onto it, and it's another 2-1 scoreline, this time in favour for Dagisbarnen, and we are going into a game 3 and nobody is on match point yet. It is 1-1 in the series.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting one, because it felt at the end Dagisbarnen, they were under siege. Celeritas were just peppering their net. But the problem was they weren't really shooting as much. The ball just always seemed to be floating around the area. They were unable to really test the keeper and, shots on target, which is what you need to try and find these equalizers. So Dagisbarnen, they do hold on in the end.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
We are going to be going into a third game shortly. Pressure on both teams here. Celeritas, great showing in the first match. They do lose the second one. Can they keep up the intensity which they showed?
First one. Only 4 shots for Celeritas, whereas Dagisbarnen had 6 shots to their name, and 2 of them found their way in. And you can't forget that Pizza had a very good defensive performance himself, making 3 saves, and there were 3 vital saves that led Dagisbarnen to getting the 2-1.
Yeah, it is worth pointing out that both the goals that Dagisbarnen scored were initially one player shot and it didn't go in, and it was followed in. So that was a little bit unlucky on the half of Celeritas, but you can't rely on luck. Or sorry, you can't go, oh, it was luck. At the end of the day, they had their own chances and they really should have converted some of them, as we are going into a third match. Back where we started, things are level again. Here we go, game 3. Robbo wins the early kickoff, and Sensei should be able to get a decent shooting chance here. Limpan, the goal scorer from last match, is able to clear that one away. So again, pinball in the centre, as most games tend to start. Pizza should be able to take this one under control. Hits the high dribble, tries to follow it up. He has somehow hit that in. Oh my god, Otto to steal. That was really all Pizza there. on the halfway line, flicks it up in the air. Robbo should probably have got the aerial. Oh, we're focusing on Otto because he just stole the goal at the end, but excellent work by Pizza, getting himself a nice slice of the action.
Yeah, you have to say that was definitely all Pizza's work, really. He's just been robbed of a goal there, but Otto has been a good goal scorer. So too has Limpan, but this time it is Otto who gets the opening goal. But it was Pizza who did all the work. He needs to do some work here as he gets another save. And he needs to make another one too, so Hunter trying to pepper him. Here, Robbo again, there's a triple save there for Pizza. Of course, only 2 of them count as a save on the stat board, but nonetheless that was a really good defensive period there for them, and they could instantly turn defense into an attack, nearly finding their second.
Yeah, it seems to be all Pizza so far. He's the man doing all the work for the Dagisbarnen side, as they're going to hunt for their second goal. They found 2 in the last match that put them clear. Can they do the same here? That's a pass backwards towards Otto, and it works out pretty well. Another touch from Pizza hits that. I don't think that was a good one from him, as it's allowed chance for Celeritas. That touch has sort of killed the offense though, so Hunter unable to flick it towards the net. Is Limpan? He's going to have a shot of his own. So at the moment there's a lot of shots going on, but they're lacking a little bit of quality. Although Pizza, he's been quality all game. That's a nice shot from him. It's going to be rifled away though.
Yeah, the transitional player right now is fairly decent from both teams. They're managing to counter each other very well and counter the attacks of each other very well, but it's just often when you get caught in a situation like this where the ball is just staying in your half and you're not getting it away, the pressure is eventually going to make you crack. Robbo beat to the ball there by Pisa, and he gets a brilliant touch into the middle. And it's Pisa and Otto working together yet again, and Otto finishes off a chance which is definitely his for the taking this time.
Yeah, Limpan in the last game with 2 goals, Otto with 2 in this one. Maybe next game it will be Pizza's turn, but this one's not over yet. Pizza with a nice air dribble hits it just over the bar. That would have been perfect if it had gone in. The follow-up from Limpan, fairly comfortably saved by Robbo. And Otto Celeritas, they're at risk here of going down 3 goals. I feel like that might just be the point of no return this game. These games so far have not been particularly high scoring, so I think a 3rd goal could be a death sentence. That's a bit of miscommunication there. The pass unable to connect the 2 players. That could be a Celeritas chance here.
Well, right now we've only seen the winning side with 2 goals, and most goals any side has scored right now in the series is 2. Obviously 2-1 for either team in the first 2 games, and we need to see more in this game 3 if they want to solidify the lead. Then Dagisbarnen need to get another one, but it was Celeritas on the attack. They're still trying to keep the pressure up. Senses sending this one into the middle. He's got a really nice carry there. Limpan is there, but he sends it back in towards his own area. Hunter playing it off the board, but nobody was there to receive it.
Yeah, no one was really expecting Limpan to hit that backwards, so they weren't really prepared for the shot. That's bounced perfectly for Hunter. Hits it over both the keepers and into the roof of the net, so feels like it might be a repeat of the last game. Early on, Dagisbarnen go 2-0 up, and then the comeback starts. Otto Celeritas, can they make this one stick where they were unable to last time?
Well, there's 2 minutes left, just under half of the game. That's a really good kickoff there. Getting the shot on target, but Limpan manages to get rid of it. You've got to say, we've only just under 2 minutes now after that small period of an attack there for Dagisbarnen. They need to keep attacking. They can't really allow themselves to be on the receiving end of any attack, because if they are, then they obviously run risk of conceding. But if they stay on the attack, just like this, Otto completing the hat-trick and making it 3-1, scoring the 3rd goal finally, which we did mention earlier. They have solidified their lead right now, restored that 2-goal lead, but again, they just need to keep it. I still don't think they can afford to be on the receiving end of any attacks, because when Celeritas do get forward, they do look like a scary team.
Well, we said 3-0 might be an unassailable lead. 3-1's a sort of a different prospect, though. Otto Celeritas, they have realised that they are able to try and break down. They are able to break down the Dagisbarnen defence. Question is will they be able to do it twice more? A 4th goal, now that would definitely kill the mood. No one's been found as of yet. Pizza's unable to find anything. A flick from the back lines is flicked on, and Sensei, that's a decent shot, saved by Pizza though, who seems to be the man who's everywhere except for the goal scorer, which seems to be Otto. See a ball wafted in towards the box, no shot able to be found, though. It's actually, that's a well intercepted aerial.
Like this, staying as 3-1, there is just a few seconds left. Sensei nearly getting the double touch, but it is Sir Hunter. Again, we could be seeing another late goal, the 1-goal difference in the latter stages of the game, similar to every single game we've seen so far. We need to see a goal now.
Well, it seems to be the Sir Hunter versus Otto show. One player has 2 goals, the other has 3. They are the difference makers at the moment. Pizza, though, is actually top of his team in terms of points, which really shows how much of an impact he's had, despite the fact he's yet to score a goal of his own. That's a flick from Sensei. That might go in. Saved by Limpan on the line. He's been no slouch either. As it looks like Dagisbarnen there seems to be a bit on the ropes here. Although Celeritas look like they might be able to find a winner, perhaps.
Well, it's similar to last game. We saw there were only 1 goal in it, and they just seemed to panic more and more often the further it got into their half. We've just got a few seconds left on the clock. We have got 5 seconds left now. It's sent into the defensive corner for Celeritas, but it could be dropping, and Dagisbarnen, they do take the...
Well, Dagisbarnen, they are ahead in the series now. The Swedish side firmly in control. Both games didn't feel particularly comfortable. We've yet to see a team win by a more than 1 goal margin. Really shows how tight this game has been. Celeritas have got to be kicking themselves a little bit. They have had chances this game, but unable to convert any outside of the first match. So match point then to Dagisbarnen, the team that are higher up in the league. Celeritas, this if you told someone that Celeritas are 2-1 down going into a 4th game, they would say, oh, this is what we'd expect. But I think, to really be fair to Celeritas, this has been a lot closer than I think the game score suggests. I feel like they've been a little bit unlucky and a little bit too porous in terms of the defense. They've let a few goals slip too many. It has proved pretty costly for them so far, as we will be going into our 4th game shortly, whenever Simdog gets himself sorted out. I think it's time to reveal a little secret, a little exclusive for you guys. This is only my 2nd ever Rocket League cast, and my first for Slipstream, and I'm loving it here. This has been a great game to start with. Celeritas and Dagisbarnen truly going at each other, as here we are then, game number 4.
Game number 4 in this is match point. We could see Dagisbarnen take the series at 3-1 series scoreline. Celeritas need to come out. They need to start early. There is the...
Well, every game so far has sort of had the pattern where Dagisbarnen take the early lead, and it seems to be just Celeritas trying to bang down the door. Maybe if Celeritas, as you said, take the lead, then we might be seeing a very different story. Although it is Celeritas peppering the net early, trying to provide some shots. Pizza flicks that up in the air nicely. Could actually provide a chance, as Limpan has left it for his teammate Otto, who has got it away. Oh, that's a pinch shot and a half. Limpan, awake and aware, hits it away, puts it in the other end of the pitch, but there's no one up there, so it seems like Celeritas should be able to take another chance. Though they've let that ball roll. Bit of an awkward shot there. Sir Hunter easily able to clear them. And Pizza with a shot that's just a little bit too high and a little bit too wide, but that's great passing play, and Pizza, I feel like he's been the forgotten man. Otto and Limpan were the ones with the goals, but he has been contributing so much, and he gets the goal that he deserves. This time it's a Limpan that puts one on the plate for him instead of vice versa. So here we go then. Dagisbarnen, this feels like the pattern. They take the early lead, 1 minute gone, they are ahead. Question is, Celeritas, can they find a way back into this one, or will, as most games have, will Dagisbarnen take a 2-goal advantage? Early signs seem to be pointing towards the 2-goal lead, as the ball is currently sitting firmly in the Celeritas half. That could change though, as Sir Hunter, the goal scorer from the last game, he's trying to make something work. The pinch isn't going to work at all though. Instead it's Otto making something work all by himself, saved by Sir Hunter, followed up, and that's in from Pizza. Well, in game 2 it was all Limpan, he found 2 goals. Game 3, all Otto, he found 3. Game 4, is it Pizza time? I feel like it's pizza time. 2 goals for him so far in this one. I feel like it might be desperation o'clock if you're Godalions Celeritas fan, and it could get worse as Otto's peppered a shot in. Chance for Otto, ball slips just underneath him. It's a shot pass towards the box. That's almost great passing play. The clearance is backwards. Limpan able to save his teammates' blushes though. As Sir Hunter on the halfway line almost has a chance, but instead it's Pizza set up for Otto. That's a nice flick. A little bit too far to the right though. As Dagisbarnen seem to be flexing their muscle here, they sense blood in the water and they're going to try and gobble it all up. Limpan doing bits at the back now. He seems to have switched to being the defensive player. It felt like earlier on Pizza was the one who was getting all the saves. Although Limpan, it seems like that him and Pizza have swapped roles completely, considering Pizza's found both the goals in this game. That's a mistake though from Otto. He's going to hit the ball in. It was Sir Hunter that actually gets credited with the goal, but that felt like a big mistake by Otto there that let that one happen. Hello Dennis, this is Dennis, he's going to be joining us.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, a little caster switch just mid-game, some technical difficulties at Simdog, but here we are. Godalions Celeritas, losing. I mean, you have costed them a little bit now. We are in game number 4. Dagisbarnen on match point, being in the lead as well, 2 minutes to go. So, yeah, Godalions Celeritas not the best series so far. They have won the game. So, do you think they can wrap this game around and can actually win this game after 2 minutes?
Well, as you say that, Dagisbarnen have just restored a 2-goal lead, so my answer might be leaning more towards a no than it would have been before. It is worth pointing out, Celeritas, the one game they did win was the first one, so it has been fairly one-way traffic ever since then. So I do think Dagisbarnen will close this one out.
Now kickoff coming out here. It goes to the side of Dagisbarnen. Dagisbarnen also goes up for a little bit too late as the ball drops down, but Godalions Celeritas can't reward it into a goal. Off the backboard, it's trying to get cleared out by Dagisbarnen. It's also kind of struggling in their half, but they're 3-1 up, 1 minute to go. Pass coming into the middle. Sir Hunter goes up for it, but goes off the backboard. Yet again, no goal for Godalions Celeritas. And now really, the time is ticking for the Blue Wolf.
Yeah, it's really low. It's not been a particularly high-scoring game so far, so it might just be a little bit beyond the Celeritas boys. But that's a goal and a half from Limpan. I was saying he's been doing so much defensive work. He's just reminding us of what he's capable on the offense. Finding another goal, and I feel like that might just be the final nail in the Celeritas coffin.
Yeah,
1
great
minute
shot
70
there.
to find 3 goals.
Dagisbarnen with the 4th goal, 1 minute 17, like you said, 3 goals for Godalions Celeritas, and it looks like they will get yet another lose here in the ECC Division 1. And well, it's just it isn't looking bright for them at all. They're just really, the first 3 series I think they've played, it was just not their series, and this series is not their series at all either. They've won a game, which is decent against the side like Dagisbarnen, but it just wasn't enough at the end to secure this series for them. It's 45 seconds to go. It is Dagisbarnen in match point. They just need 1 more win, and with 3 goals up against Godalions Celeritas, it can't go wrong for them anymore, can it?
No, not really. It does feel like as this game's gone on, Celeritas have it's sort of gone more and more away from them, winning the first series and then eventually losing by what looks like it will be a 3-goal margin here. They've slowly grown out of the game, or you could say Dagisbarnen have grown into it, as it looks like 20 seconds on the clock. The ball is just being kept in the Dagisbarnen half, and they're just passing it about. Could you finish it with a nice flourish, maybe complete Pizza's hat-trick? That would be a beautiful way to end. It might end nicely as Robbo's forced to make some clearances there. So that's going to be that then. 4-1 the final score. Oh, they've just about kept that one up. I don't think it matters though. The shot is a little bit wide, followed in by Pizza. That would have been the hat-trick, Pizza. What have you done? 4-1 the final score. Dagisbarnen win the series 3-1.
Yeah, good win from Dagisbarnen. 3-1 in the series. We see some goals here on the screen, of course. Dagisbarnen with the majority of the goals. They've scored more than Godalions Celeritas, of course, taking the win as well, like expected. But in the end, it has been Godalions Celeritas trying to get at least like one win. Well, they got that win, but that one win wasn't enough to secure this series for them. Game number 2, game number 3, and game number 4 all went to Dagisbarnen. We have seen Daddy in the chat who coached Dagisbarnen, and after the game 1, possibly his coaching helped. So you never know what's going there behind the scenes. Of course, when a game is on stream like this, we can see some coaching here and there. Maybe like the casters are saying, some feedback for the team that is losing. So a coach is definitely helpful in games like this on stream. But in the end, Dagisbarnen, a great win from them and Godalions Celeritas with yet another lose.
Yeah, it did look so promising after match 1, but it looks like we'll be just moving straight on. We have one more game to